It was Old Timers Day in the Bronx as the Yankees celebrate the 25th anniversary of the 1998 World Series championship team. Nostalgia in the building as Derek Jeter returned for his first time back at Old Timers Day. And then came the rain, and then came a 2-hour and 40-something minute slog as the Yanks fell 9-2 to the Milwaukee Brewers, unable to hold up the legacy of their 1998 predecessors. And in this one, the Yanks didn't manage a whole lot of offense. Anthony Volpe had a run-scoring hit. Michael King did continue to pitch well. He threw 5 innings and allowed 1 earned run, 2 runs. One of the runs was unearned. And other than that, bullpen really let them down once again. The Yanks have been outscored by a wide margin here, I think by about 20 runs over their last 3 games, all 3 losses. And so there was so much optimism after Jason Dominguez came on September 1st. The kids there, Austin Wells also coming up in Houston. They swept the Astros. They came here. They won the first 2 games against the Tigers. And since then, they've kind of hit the skids here, the last 3 games. And Aaron Boone said there has been a ripple effect in the bullpen, especially if you consider the losses of Ian Hamilton, Keenan Middleton. He said they've been susceptible here in the late innings, some lower leverage situations that have really just put the game out of reach here. Matt Crook, Ron Marinaccio both pitched ineffectively in the 9th inning, and they were just optioned to AAA. Marinaccio was here for 1 day and then went right back. And so Yanks will have a couple fresh arms tomorrow. Still don't know who that's going to be in this one. Good to see Derek in the house. Derek talking a little bit about the legacy of the 1998 Yankees. And he said one thing is that that team, they were not about personal statistics. They did not care about it. They were just coming out to try and win every single day. And even when they had built that big lead in the American League East, they were still coming out when they were playing the dregs of the American League East, when they're playing the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Remember, they were a first-year expansion team in '98. The Yankees were still challenged and motivated by putting up W's every single day, and that's how you get to 125 wins over the course of a season, 114 during the regular season, and then going into October, and of course sweeping the Padres in that World Series. So this has been a trip down memory lane. Some of the Yankees enjoyed that trip. Garrett Cole spent a lot of time in the dugout, hanging around, soaking up wisdom and chatter with guys like Jeter and Mariano Rivera and Jorge Posada and Andy Pettitte. And of course, the core 4 was all here, and a lot of the '98 team was here. Judge talked about hanging out with Joe Torre and Bucky Dent, and of course, Pettitte, who's been around the team quite a bit. Even after this one, Michael King sought out Pettitte to kind of do a post-game wrap of his performance there, and he said that Pettitte, after the last start in Houston, had given King some pointers, things to kind of work on, more about being more aggressive with his off-speed stuff, and he thought he was able to translate that here today, even though his pitch count got up after 5 innings. So, Old Timers Day, always fun. I agree with Aaron Judge. I said it first, Judge said it second. Bring the game back, please. I know some of the guys don't want to play, and that's okay. Nobody's saying you have to go play. Let's have the game for the guys who do want to play. One last thing before I wrap up here. We do have a injury update on Luis Severino. It is a high-grade strain of his left oblique, and that is a season-ending injury for Severino. And so it was so obvious he was in a ton of discomfort last night, could barely get through a post-game interview that lasted about 60 seconds with us. And so if that was any indication, you knew it was going to be significant. And so you hope the best for Severino. He can rest up this offseason, and the future very uncertain for him, as Judge said after the game, and I think that we said last night, that could have been his last pitch in a Yankees uniform. So that's the hokey pokey. That's what it's all about. Your final score, once again, here at Yankee Stadium is the Brewers 9 and the Yankees 2. Back at it tomorrow with the series finale. Then the Yanks ship up to Boston for a 4-game series.